Hello and welcome to CBA's edition of First Take. I'm Nicholas Harari and I'm here with Matt Moses and Dylan Milavoy. Today we're going to be discussing way too early Super Bowl predictions. So far, we're through week 3. Certain teams have exceeded our expectations, some have not. Bills, Dolphins, Chiefs, 49ers, all teams that, look relatively well this year. And then you have teams like maybe per se the Bears or the Bengals who have not done well at all. So first, let's talk about the AFC conference. Who do you guys think will win it in the AFC?
Personally, in the AFC, Dolphins are looking really hot right now. They just have an unstoppable force on their offense with Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle, obviously, with the concussion. But still, without Jalen Waddle, they had 70 points against the Broncos. They just kept cooking, and they just kept scoring points. I thought they were going to break the record this week. They were just one hell of a team. They were just really good. But also, I really like the Ravens. I know they just had a recent loss to the Colts, but personally, I think the Colts are like a good team. Where the Ravens, even though they do have a lot of threats, I would say they have Lamar in there as their quarterback, who is just mobile. People say they would figure him out. They haven't yet. Same thing. The only thing is they don't have a good. Their running backs aren't the best, but you have Lamar who was running the ball anyway. So I would say Ravens are also on the top, and even the Colts too. Colts beat the Ravens this week with Gardner Minshew. Who would have thought that? Like they're Michael Pittman Jr., just really good receiver all around. And I think with Anthony Richardson, even though I'm pretty sure they put up a loss the first week, he definitely he kept the Colts in it from what seemed like a franchise that was lost hope from last year.
Dylan, what do you think?
So obviously you're completely wrong.
Oh, here we go.
Because my Miami Dolphins are going to be winning the AFC this year. I mean, so Tua, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. Then the run game is Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr., who's still out, and then Devin Kane. So their offense is the best it can be right now. I don't think any defense can stop this offense. And on defense, their defense is probably top 5, even without Jalen Ramsey. And once he comes back, that defense is going to be locked down. So I think they have the best shot of the AFC championship.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't see you going an undefeated season. I don't think that at all. I definitely think you have some teams on the schedule that you'll split with the Bills, you'll lose to the Chiefs, you'll lose to the Ravens.
Yeah, let me cut you off real fast. Going back to what you were saying about the Dolphins, I think right now, yes, they do look hot, but in the long run, they're not battle-tested at all. You have teams like the Bills and the Chiefs who, have been there multiple times in the past. They have, specifically the Bills have loaded rosters. I think you guys may be sleeping on them a bit, but I think they have a legitimate shot at winning the AFC, and definitely not the Colts or Ravens. I watched that game, and I was like, this is not, there's no way either of these teams could even think about making the playoffs.
Well, last year, the Broncos were a top 5 defense. They didn't lose that much this year, but when you're beating them by 70
Broncos
points,
also barely beat the Colts last year, but continue.
The Broncos look atrocious
Yeah,
this year.
come
They
on.
do look atrocious, but they had a top 5 defense last year, so there's no way they changed that much unless the Dolphins are looking that good.
And also, you also have Tua, who we're not really sure if he's gonna perform the entire season. Last year he didn't perform
He's the
well.
number 1 quarterback right now. He's been putting up insane numbers, and you're telling me
through week 3. I mean, you have the entire rest of the season. He's very injury prone as well, which we've seen through the past couple seasons.
Did you see how much bigger he's gotten this last year? He looks like a whole new man. He is ready for the season, and he will destroy every team he plays. I'm telling you.
I guess we'll see. October 1st, you got this coming weekend. You got the Bills at home, not at Buffalo.
No, it's in Buffalo. Yeah.
At Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's the Bills one.
Yeah. So I don't know. Guess we'll see. But
let's move over to the NFC. NFC, you got a bunch of loaded teams over there as well. Eagles, former Super Bowl contenders. Who do you guys think right now?
Oh, for sure the 49ers. They're a different team. They crossed my Giants last week, And while it was close for like the first half, they ended up coming 30-12 win.
The 49ers are just so stacked.
Yeah, like look, you got Brock Purdy, who honestly, a lot of people like are like, oh, he's on a team of the Avengers, like team of like literal gods. Yes, that is true. I also do feel like he is, but you got to understand, in the pick he was in, he's obviously living up to more than what he like the last pick,
Yeah, he was
what is it, the Mister
irrelevant.
Mr. Relevant pick. Yeah, like he definitely. He's definitely living up to more expectations than any Mr.
And they
Relevant.
also have a great coaching staff
Yeah,
as well.
that's true.
They're they're constantly picking apart defenses. I'm a massive Giants fan as well, and they picked us apart. I mean, yes, we were severely outmatched, but they had counters to every one of our defensive plays.
And when you have like Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, and then you have Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, it's
so many weapons. Kittle,
literally
so many.
Yeah,
weapons.
It's
they also
unstoppable.
have their defense too, which is
probably
one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league right now.
What would you say?
So I mean, I've taken a look at the NFC. I don't think there's any competition at all. I mean, I watched the Eagles play. I don't like Jalen Hurts this year.
Yeah,
I don't
think
how they're playing this year. They're not a good team. They're not what they used to be last year, at least. I think they've gotten lucky with some wins, and I don't think they should be 3-0 right now, but they are.
I've heard a lot of Eagles fans really high on their horse right now, but they haven't really played anyone that well yet. And I think once they play teams like they have like a 4-week stretch where they play Cowboys away, they play 49ers, Bills.
They will get.
I think those are all games that they will lose because I don't think they've looked that well against the teams that they've played, which they in theory should be a lot better than.
I will tell you. Even though they did take a loss to the Cardinals, and as much as I hate to say it, Dallas is looking really good.
I don't know.
Micah Parsons as the defensive end is crushing through.
Yeah, but when you lose to the Cardinals, it's hard to argue.
Yeah,
I understand, but I'm telling. Listen, it's any given Sunday, and like they might have just had a bad week or something. But I'm telling you, Micah Parsons like indestructible. He's getting through every line. They're putting 2 guys, and he's running through them. You do have Dak, who, back and forth controversy.
Dak's, I think if the Cowboys were to have any shot, Dak would be the only reason why they wouldn't.
Exactly.
Go far.
You got Tony Pollard, you got CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
you got,
they're just. They need a better quarterback.
They do. I agree. He's not reliable enough, I think, in the long run. But unless he can listen, it's only week 3. If he turns on the guns, which we haven't seen last season.
I think if you put a consistent QB in there like Stafford or Goff, they could probably make it to the NFC Championship.
I mean, you're playing the Giants and Jets, though. I mean, the Giants are not looking good at all this season, and then the Jets lost Aaron Rodgers, so they look just as bad. So when you're beating them by 20 and 30 or 20 and 40, you're supposed to do that.
I mean, I would say though the NFC East is the most consistent, area of teams in football right now. Definitely, you have Eagles, Super Bowl previous contenders. You have Dallas, contenders, maybe not for the Super Bowl, but definitely for a championship. Giants, worst I would say in the division, but definitely still going to put up a good fight. And then you got the Commanders too, which also they're also hanging in there. Everyone in that division just hangs in with each other.
All right, I'm going to cut you guys off again. So now we're going to go to our way too early Super Bowl predictions. Who, NFC, AFC, who do you have in the Super Bowl, and what do you think the score will be? Who will win? Both of you guys. We'll start with Matt.
I'll go 49ers, Chiefs. I know we didn't talk about the Chiefs a lot, but I feel like they definitely still a consistent team with Patrick Mahomes. Same thing, kind of stacked AFC team. I think they'll upset the Dolphins. I think Dolphins are going to have a hell of a year. Don't get me wrong, but I do not think they are going to make the Super Bowl, and if they do, they are not winning.
And who do you have winning?
I have the 49ers winning. They're unstoppable. No one's beating them.
What about you?
So I did see something on Instagram. I forgot. I think it was ESPN who posted it, and they said the prediction was Miami 49ers with the 49ers win, and I do think that's going to happen. I think in the NFC, the Seahawks are looking okay right now. They're the only ones that will contend with the 49ers.
Yeah.
And then you do have the Packers or Lions who could turn things up, especially with Jordan Love. I think he could start playing well. Like this last game they played, he looked pretty good.
He's showing some love.
Yeah, so I think he definitely can stop the 49ers from what they. I don't think anyone can stop them in the NFC, but if there was a team, I think it would be the Packers or Lions. And then for the AFC, I mean, I don't think. I mean, we're gonna see it when the Chiefs and Dolphins go to Germany and play. We'll see how that game
Sure.
goes. But I don't think the Dolphins are gonna lose to anyone in the playoffs. I think the Bills, that game's gonna be good. But if the Dolphins have home field advantage, it's gonna be a great game for the Dolphins to win that. And then, I mean, you really don't have any other teams in the AFC other than the Chiefs, maybe the Ravens.
Sure.
So I do see the Dolphins going through that easily.
All
but
right,
then
so I think
they'll lose.
I think we're all unanimous on the 49ers winning the NFC championship. I have, of course, I said it before, the Bills winning the AFC championship. I just think they're the best team in the AFC right now, and maybe it hasn't shown that right now. Josh Allen's a little inconsistent, but I think in the long run they'll eventually come out on top. But in the Super Bowl, I have the 49ers toppling the Bills. But I disagree with the Dolphins take. I think come mid-season, I think we'll start to see some flaws in their game. And I don't think they're who everybody says they are. And
Yeah.
anything else to add?
I just think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I think the once we get our injury players back, we'll be fine. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. All right. And that is all for now. This is CBA's Digital Network. We are signing off.
Peace.